Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. A shout out to drone enthusiasts everywhere, and of course a shout out to my friends at the Drone Seekers, one of the friendliest drone groups on the net. Hey, so I've got the Fimi X8 SE today. There was a firmware update for it recently, so I went ahead and updated it this morning, and I will play that video right now. Okay, so it looks like we have an upgrade for the X8 SE. Fix the problem of no joystick information on the flight playback. I'm not sure what that is. Optimize some fault code prompts. Who knows what that means? Optimize data of compass calibration. Well, I guess if that improves the compass calibration, that's good. Camera then. Fix the black screen problem of switching 1080p 100 frames per second mode to photo mode. Have not seen that. Add handling function of media library exception. I'm not sure what that means. Optimize white balance and improve the problem of white balance jump in specific green vegetation scenes. I've heard about problems with white balance. I have not noticed it myself. Appropriate adjustment of color style more tends to warm colors. I assume that means they're going to warm up the colors. It's hard to tell for certain. Adjust gamma to improve image transparency. Improve high frame rate video brightness. So I don't know. You know, those are. It's often hard to tell exactly what they mean there, but we are going to go ahead and start that download. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the drone and the controller. So the download is complete. Let's get a connection here, and hopefully we can get this updated real quick. Okay, we've got a connection. I'm going to click download completed. So when we enter the device, then we should be able to go, yeah, there it gives us the notification to update the firmware. So we are going to update now. So we're, oh, it says it's downloading. So that initial download, it's really quick. So it must just be an initial connection to their servers. I'm not sure what that's about, but now it's downloading in earnest. Looks like it's fairly steady, so this shouldn't take too long. I'll edit out this process, of course. Well, looks like we finished the download and we're in the updating part of the process. So the camera's done updating. Now it's updating the flight controls. So the update is complete. And of course it says it cannot take off. But what we want to do right now is take a look at the firmware. I'm just looking at the camera here. It looks like it's a pretty good flat horizon. You know, this is just sitting on the counter in my house. So I don't remember the numbers right off the bat here, but obviously I would say that 1056F is new. And camera, maybe that's a little further down here. Well, so maybe they mean, yeah, there's camera, excuse me. It was right below flight control. 1018B. Let me take a picture of the rest of it here, and I will compare those with the last time I did a screenshot of this so we can know exactly which ones have changed and which ones haven't. Okie dokie, so I am going to shut this down and probably top off this battery, and we'll go out in the field and go for a flight and see if we can see anything different. I guess mostly we're going to be looking at the quality of the video, and as you guys know, I typically shoot in 4K 30 frames per second. So we'll take a look at that and see if we can see anything noticeable. With regard to the flight controls, it was, I mean, honestly, I couldn't really tell much from their change notes exactly what to look for there, but, you know, obviously we'll look for a good steady flight. There was some comment there about errors, and in the past I've got some of those drone overloaded errors and SD card write warnings. So we'll see if any of that has changed or not. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'll get it shut down here, and then we'll go out for a flight. So now that you saw the update process and the change log, let's take this thing up and let's see what if we can tell any difference. Looks like there were some improvements to the camera. So we'll look at the colors and so forth and see. I'm out at Lucky Peak Reservoir, out at the Lucky Peak viewpoint, and this is probably a good spot to try a range test. There shouldn't be any kind of Wi-Fi interference or anything out here. So we're going to take this guy and see if we can get it out there a ways. Plus it's real safe. It'd be over the water, you know, so that if anything does go wrong, the thing would just fall into the lake and you know, wouldn't be a problem. So in any case, let me get everything ready to go. We'll get the bird up in the air and we'll go from there. So I think usually it wants to get to 12 satellites before it'll let you go. Yeah, now it's telling me ready to go GPS with only 10 satellites. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why it's not picking them up, and it's also, yeah, it's just interesting. So let's look at the drone status here. So GPS is normal, compass is normal, magnetic environment is weak, so that's good. IMU is normal, battery is normal, gimbal is normal, so we should be good to fly. Let's check our camera settings. So I've got it on automatic, 4K 30 frames per second. White balance is in auto. We do not want that. I'm going to put it on cloudy day because it is cloudy out here today. Color we're going to leave in general, and yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, let's format the SD card while we're in here. I typically do that, but so we're formatting the SD card. Format succeeded, it said. Not a bad thing to do every time. Now we got 13 sats, so I feel a little bit better. Let's go ahead and start recording, and then we'll hit that takeoff button. Let me make sure you can see it with the camera here. Got a new tripod, so I'm kind of getting used to this tripod. So we'll point the camera down. Sorry about that. Close the door on my car. Let's go ahead and hit takeoff here. So nice and smooth. Let's pick the camera back up. So I'm going to leave it hover here for a second, let it get a good look at its landing spot. From what I can tell, the horizon looks good. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it in here for a look like we usually do. This drone is smooth enough that I can get it pretty close. Okay, we'll do a quick yaw around here. Yeah, you can see it moving around there just a little bit, but not too bad. We've got, it's a little windy today. Yeah, it's sinking there. Let's see if it I stopped the yaw here. Let's see if it raises back up. Yeah, it's slowly starting to come back up. It's sunk there quite a bit though. Well, I'm bringing it back up with the sticks here. Okay, so let's get some get up in the air here, and we'll do kind of a little. I'll drop the gimbal here just a little. Sorry, too much. I was looking at the wrong screen. Operator error. Okay, so we're gonna do the usual manual droning here, backwards and up. Full back and full up. Yeah, I didn't do too bad there. I noticed I did have a little unintended turn there. So we're going to yaw around and let's quit messing around. Well, we got a lot of battery. We're going to let me drop the camera down here just a little bit. And let's head out on the lake and let's just see how far we can go. Full stick forward. Get a little altitude. The higher the better. So we're up roughly 250 feet, a little short of, and we're just going to head straight out to the lake, in the lake there. This is a fast flying drone. I'm already getting some yellow on the transmission signals, you know, dropping just a little bit, but I don't know, we're pointed straight towards the drone. Yeah, it's amazing how fast that signal starts to drop. We're out there though. It's this is a quick drone, so we're doing about 35 miles an hour. No drone overloaded warnings, but you know, it's a fairly coolish day. I mean, I'm gonna say it's, yeah, maybe 80 degrees out here right now, maybe not even quite that much. 3,500 feet, doing well. Getting the low speed on the SD card warning. I've tried several different SD cards. They're U3 high-speed rated cards, and I get that warning. It doesn't seem to affect anything though. It does not seem to affect the drone as far as, you know, does it ever not write to the card or anything? I'm raising some altitude here at the same time. I just want to get it up high enough that we know, you know, that we're getting a good signal, right? We want a good line of sight on that drone. We're out about a mile now, so, and still good. I'm gonna, yeah, there we lost just for a second. Yeah, we're losing it. So we're at about 6,500 feet. I'm gonna adjust the heading just a little. Yeah, and I don't know if it took that command. Yeah, I've got red on the FPV transmission, but interestingly enough, well, there it came back a little. There it took the command too. I moved a little bit to the left, yawed a little bit. That's funny. Looks like we got a little, you know, control kind of came back. Man, we're out there. We're out, oh gosh, 7,900 feet. This is as far as I've ever gone with this drone by far. And she's still going. Yeah. Man. 9,000 feet. You know, we're getting a little, oh yeah, so it went into ADI mode, it said. So I let go of the sticks there. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Yeah, why would it have gone into ADI mode? I have no idea. So I went ahead and I'm full stick forward again, and it's still going. Yeah, so we just are over 10,000 feet. You know, discretion is the better part of valor. We're out about 10,000 feet. I'm going to hit return to home. And yeah, I mean, I can see that it's, yeah, I've lost signal. But it did seem to take the return to home command, so we should get it back here. Yeah, I kind of see something there. And we do have telemetry, so the telemetry is telling us that it's coming back. It's just the FPV that we see is broken up here. But yeah, it's coming out. It says fail-safe return, so you know, either way, it's coming back. $9,000 feet. Let's see how quickly we get FPV back, full FPV back. Man, that's phenomenal, guys. So that's pretty amazing. That is, you know, that's not quite 2 miles, but close enough. I mean, wow. Although we don't have any FPV, but I do have telemetry, which is great, because then you know that the drone is coming back. It's at about. Well, no, then we lost everything here. But the drone would still be in fail-safe return. Yeah, we're under 8,000 feet now. And it's blinking out, in and out. It's kind of funny. I'm faced right towards it. And we had good solid signal before that, but it's not reacquiring as quickly as I'd like. We're at about 7,500 feet, but I am getting this, you know, telemetry off and on here, so that's good. You know, at least we know the drone's coming. There we go. There we got FPV back, and yeah, here she comes. Yeah, it's blinking in and out. It's kind of funny that we were more solid on the way out. So it makes me wonder, are the antennas more towards the back of the drone? I don't know. That would kind of make sense, but honestly, I don't know. So we still got 59% battery, which is great. So that's plenty of battery to get back. There, we lost everything again. It's funny how it's kind of coming and going here. And now we got, well, it kind of came back there for a second. Get a little bit of telemetry. We're about 5,500 feet according to this. There we got FPV again. And you can tell why I raised the I raised the height of the drone up over 300 feet, because you can see we're going to come over the top of this little peninsula that sticks out into the reservoir here, and then we're just on the other side of that. So yeah, just about a mile out now, so here she comes. Man, I'm proud of this little guy, man. That is phenomenal. That is a hell of a range. Honestly, not that you need that much range. I mean, me personally, I mean, this is just a test. I can't imagine what circumstance I would want to fly out that far unless I was, you know, chasing a boat or something like that. So there we are on the tip of that little. It's called the Lucky Peak viewpoint, and it's coming right back to us here. So, you know, I'm getting where I really like the layout on this controller, the Fimi controller. It really holds your phone nice and tight, so there's never any worries. Oh, I see we kind of lost a little FPV then again for a second. Maybe because I pointed the controller away from the drone. We're under 3,000 feet now. But it holds the phone really well. And I'm looking, just for giggles here, I looking at the speed, and it's doing about 20 miles an hour. So we went out a lot faster than it's coming back on return to home, which is fine. And it does say fail-safe return. So I'm not sure whether, you know, I thought I had contact there and I hit return to home. So did it take that, or did it go into fail-safe? It says fail-safe, so I assume that once it lost connection, that it did that. Anyway, there we are. You can see us down there. I'm going to start dropping the gimbal here a little. So there we are. We're on the viewpoint there. You can see my red Dodge Durango right there. So I don't know if in fail-safe return if it will do a precision landing. Let's find out. We've got the orange side of the landing pad up, and it is on tarmac, which I think that's where people have the most success with precision landing. So we'll just see. Regardless, let me tell you what about this drone. Even with or without precision landing, it does really well. The GPS is very accurate on this drone, and it you know, it typically lands within just a few feet of its takeoff point, precision landing or not. So yeah, Fimi did a good job with that, I will say. I don't know, there we are. Got the camera pointed straight down. It's kind of right over us here, so let's see. Landing pad not detected, so evidently precision landing is going to work. And that's typical, so when it gets lower, hopefully it'll detect the landing pad. So we'll see here. I will cancel if it looks like it's not going to land. Yeah, and it looks like it wants to land right on top of my pickup right now, or my Dodge Durango. Eh, maybe not. Maybe that's just the way the camera looks. It's coming down. It could be close here, guys. Oh, I didn't have the camera all the way down. That's why I was looking a little off. Let's see here. Landing pad detected. This may be it, boys. Oh, now it says not detected. Regardless, there it's detected. Hey man, we're in good shape here. Ah, now it lost it. I don't know what that's about, but it is close enough. I'm going to raise the camera. It is, you know, let me, and it also stopped recording, which I like. So, gosh, I should have had the camera pointed down here, guys. I'm sorry. Let me point the camera at it though, so you can see how far it is from the landing pad. So, you know, that's about, what, maybe 5 feet from the landing pad, and often it's closer than that. So I'm just saying that's pretty darn good. Okay, so gosh, we still have 42% battery. Let's do another flight here. Okay, so I started recording there, and I bought a, you're looking at my new Amazon tripod, which leaves a little bit to be desired. I thought it looked pretty good, but I am wiggling the camera right now. So a tripod that has that much play in it probably it's not ideal. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and hit takeoff here. So there we are. Let's drop the camera down a little bit. There I am. Pick it back up. Let's go backwards and up. This is really just a fun place to fly, you know, pretty dramatic here. So let's go into intelligent flight modes, and let's see if we can get it to do an orbit around us here. This is kind of a cool spot for an orbit. So I always forget you have to start at the center of the orbit point, at the point of interest. Yeah, please fly to the center. So we're gonna come back in here. Okay, so we're going to call that the center. And then we're going to back it up again. Okay, and we want to go pretty fast, so I'm going to speed it up here pretty good. I'm kind of trying to get myself in the shade here so I can see what I'm doing. I've got it going. Let's see, we want to go clockwise, so we're going to go. I kind of turned away from the drone here so I could get the controller in the shade. Yeah, now it's taking off. Better point the controller back at it here. You know what I didn't do is I didn't set us at the point of interest, so I'm going to stop. Yeah, so what I failed to do was I failed to set that I wanted the camera to point at the center. So yeah, that was operator error, guys. You know, when you do this on, yeah, so it's wanting to come home. So anyway, I know I'm just making excuses, but I fly a lot of different drones, and sometimes it's hard to remember all the details of what you need to do. Although, had I just read the instructions on the screen, I would have been all right. So let's bring it home, and we'll try that. We'll try that precision landing again. So down to 27% battery. Very successful flight, in my opinion. Man, to go out there over 10,000 feet, that's phenomenal. I'm proud of this little guy. And here she comes. Okay, I got the camera pointed straight down. You guys can see the landing pad here. I'm looking right into the sun, so it's kind of hard to say. Landing pad detected. Nice. And guys, we might get this. No, now it says not detected. So boy, it's right over the top of it. Landing pad not detected. So you saw that. You know, at the very end it had it and then it lost it, and I'm not sure, you know, that's no doubt something in the algorithm, but you know, to land, I mean, it's probably a foot away from the pad. That's good enough for me, let me put it to you that way. Anyway, okay, let me get it shut down here, and we'll just do a really quick conclusion. Okay, so we flew the Fimi X8 SE today, and I would say had a successful flight. We upgraded all the firmware. There was an upgrade for the flight control firmware as well as the camera firmware. So we'll take a look now. When we get a look at the footage, there was some stuff going on with the color and so forth that they said they optimized. So hey, we'll take a look and see how it looked. From what I could tell, just looking at the FPV on my phone, the horizon looked pretty good, although I have to say my phone was kind of dim, and so I didn't get a great look at it, but what I saw looked just fine. So yeah, that was it was a successful flight. Out over 10,000 feet, that's almost 2 miles. Boy, that's as far as I think I would ever want to fly a drone, and this guy did it. Now, I'm not saying we didn't have a few dropouts on FPV on the way, but I will say this: I was able to hit return to home at over 10,000 feet, where we still had a control connection, and the FPV was breaking up a little bit. Now, what was interesting is then on the way back, we really didn't get a solid FPV and control connection, for that matter, until it was, I don't know, maybe less than 3,000 feet away, which is kind of weird to me. Maybe you guys that understand this drone a little bit better, or understand the technology behind Wi-Fi can tell me. I mean, does it have to do with where the antennas are placed or something? I'm not sure, or how they read. But anyway, it was interesting. Or it could even have to do with the fact that it's probably easier when you already have a signal than to reacquire a signal is probably more difficult. But anyway, I'm not the guy to answer those questions. I just fly them and tell you what I see, and that's what we saw there. But it was no problem. I mean, the cool thing about it is even when I didn't have FPV, I had telemetry kept coming in and out, so I knew it was coming back. So I was perfectly comfortable knowing that the drone was on its way back. It wasn't just sitting out there someplace hovering. So the drone did exactly what it's designed to do. So that's good. You know, realistically, are you ever going to really need to fly that far? I don't think so. But there was been enough talk about this guy, about range and so forth. So I thought I'd get out here someplace where there isn't a bunch of Wi-Fi interference and give it a shot. And yeah, I'm going to say it passed with flying colors, because normally, you know, normal flying for me, you know, if I was out there, seldom would I ever be out there more than 3,000 feet, you know, maybe occasionally. Now, I do understand it if you're one of those people that lives by the shore and you're out chasing a ship out at sea, or, you know, going out at sea to look at you know, an oil derrick or something out there. Yeah, I understand why you would want that distance, but for me, I don't particularly need it. But anyway, it did just fine. So then I wanted to do an orbit around the Lucky Peak viewpoint here. I messed up and I did not set the camera to stay on the center of the POI, so that was operator error. But it still looked okay, I think. And truthfully, it ran out of battery shortly thereafter, so we wouldn't have got much further anyway before it would want to come home. And so, yeah, I mean, I try, I'm not going to say I always, but I try and bring them back before the battery gets too low, because I know that can damage the battery. So, yeah, anyway, we brought it back. Tried two different precision landings. The first one, when it was coming back from 10,000 feet out, now this is remarkable. So it came back from almost 2 miles and landed within, I don't know, about 5 feet from where it took off. Hey, that's precision landing enough for me. If it'll do that, man, I hear you. And you know, most of the time you're going to fly it to where you're going to land it anyway. When it gets back, you're going to take control and land it. But I just wanted to see what it would do. And then the second time, I thought we would stand a better chance, and it was closer. As it got close to the ground, it said that it had the landing pad, and then it lost it at the last second. But it was only, gosh, probably less than 2 feet off of the pad, maybe 1.5 feet, something like that. So there again, that is precision landing close enough for me, as far as I'm concerned. So as far as I'm concerned, the drone passes. Anyway, that's about it. We'll take it out. I'm anxious again to try some of the follow me functions, and I always forget what, you know, it's active track on DJI, whatever the tracking mode is that Fimi calls it. You know, we'll try some more of that out one of these days, but I guess that's about it. You know, take a look at the video and make your own opinion on whether they changed anything or improved anything. And yeah, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, comment, like, all of that good stuff that all YouTubers know how to do. And most of all, I do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Fimi X8 SE right there. Beautiful bird. Thanks for watching.